Okay, now, so we will just get started first because it's already 7:32. Okay, so basically this week's lesson is somehow like a continuation of last week's one, whereby we're actually looking at descriptive writing. Okay, you do know that descriptive writing is one of the genre. Okay. And also, in terms of descriptive writing, I think we did spoke about writing by, you know, by employing the five senses, right? So in this case, I think today is really just building on it to get, to make sure that we have sufficient to write about when it comes to descriptive writing. So of course, it can be descriptive words for many things, like for example, an object, a place, or even an experience as well. Okay. So in this case, I think we also spoke about writing in precise writing as well. So we try to avoid repetitions. And we also talked about using concrete words. So we do not want to use redundant words as well. Okay, so that's basically what we did last week, but today is really just to reinforce. Okay, so what else do you recall from the previous lesson?
My previous lesson was, I think, 7. So I think this is 10 because I missed out on 8 and 9.
Oh,
Yeah.
today is actually 11 already. So you missed out 10 as well?
Yeah, I think no, I think it was 10 and 9. Yeah, I attended lesson 8. I think the last thing I remember was writing an email of informal email to your cousin about.
Oh, okay, that was situational writing. Okay, that's fine. Which means you've missed I think lesson 9 and 10. Now it's 11. Okay. Well, that's fine because for English, actually, it's not so much of like a flow in terms of content, but it's basically covering a lot of answering techniques, covering a lot of like different process skills, different aspects, different genre. So it's okay if you miss one or two. Anyway, I think you should have access to the lecture, the tutorial notes as well. Okay, so if you miss out anything, you can always refer back to the tutorial notes as well as the recordings. Yes, Harish.
Yeah, my school will give what is that, argumentative essay for my end of year exam.
Okay.
Yeah.
So they've already told you what to expect for the end of your exam, is it?
Yes, they did.
Yeah. Most of the time, Sec 2, you'll be doing argumentative, expository. Yeah. But that doesn't mean that we are going to discount all the other genres, because eventually when you go for your O levels exam, you will be given 4 options. Sometimes, even though you've prepared for expository or argumentative, but the topic that comes out for your O levels might not be something that you can manage. Then you might want to consider choosing another genre. So for us, I think our role here is really to go through all types of genre, so to better prepare you for the major exams. Yeah. Even so, I think even if you have already set your mind not to choose descriptive, because some students say, I'm not going to choose descriptive because it requires a lot of like, flowery language. It requires a lot of descriptive and also like figurative language, precise language, and all this. So some people, they tend to feel like they cannot cope with such a genre. So you are very sure that you're going to choose something else other than descriptive, right? But I think it is still useful, even though you are not going to choose descriptive, there are still things that you can learn from the process of writing a descriptive writing. Okay, so keep an open mind. I would recommend you to just keep an open mind, and just as we go along, definitely there will be some learning points here and there. Okay. Yeah. Okay. I think the other 2 of them, I'm not sure whether they're coming in. Okay, never mind. Let's just continue. So we are going to definitely cover the composition part. And then also, secondly, our niche is we always like to discuss current affairs, because I think that means you have not seen me. Is that the first time you're seeing me?
Yeah.
Okay. Just to let you know, I am going to be the permanent teacher for this class, at least until the end of the year. Yeah. Okay, I know previously you might have seen like different teachers coming in, but that's because we just started this tutorial part. So initially, I think the teachers will come in as freelance teachers. But as of now, I think we do see the importance of having a fixed teacher to one class. So I will know over time, right? Based on observations and also marking of your work, I will be able to better sort of gauge where your standard is and what are your weaknesses, what are your strengths, and how I can help you improve. Okay. Yeah. So you'll be seeing more of me definitely, I think, in the upcoming weeks. Okay. So this is basically my permanent class as well. Yes, Harish.
When I sent to you the composition, right? When are you free? So that you can see my composition. Like when do I have to?
Okay. Will you send it right after today?
No, I cannot. I'm busy.
Okay, let me show you from the student's point of view. Since there's just one of you. Okay, I'll show you the student's account. I have a student's account.
Okay.
Okay, let me bring it in. Okay, hold on a second. Let me just sign in. So basically, okay. Oh wait, sorry. So you will definitely see this page, right? Right, the sign in, right?
Yeah.
So if you logged in, okay, let's just wait a while because it's still loading, huh? Okay, so basically this is the dashboard and you are set 2. Okay, so let me open up a set 2 account. Basically, this is a default account that I can access from the student's point of view. So this is what you will see. Okay, so under live tutorial, right? That's our lessons every week. You will see this one, right? This is today's lesson, 7:30 on Wednesday.
Yeah.
So you will also see the worksheet assigned. So you can continue. The first question, describe your favorite food. So this is the part whereby maybe you want to type it out on like a Word document first. And once you're done, just copy and paste inside.
Okay.
Yeah, so this is the proper channel. By right, we are not supposed to be marking over emails. So I would still very much prefer for you to just, copy and paste when you're given a homework, copy and paste here. And I will look through it. I will give you comments. From the teacher's point of view, I'm able to give you comments and look through your essay. Okay?
Okay.
Yeah, correct. So then you can just attempt the question. Like for example, next question. Yeah, so this was the homework assigned, and this is basically on the current affairs, and which we'll go through later. Okay, so I will not touch on this first, yeah? So are you clear on how to use the interface?
What?
Are you clear on how to use the student website, student account? Yes?
I didn't know teachers can see what we're doing.
Yes, of course. I mean, this is not your account, this is my account, but I'm looking at it from a student's perspective because we need to know how you see things on the website as well, right? Okay. Now let's move on to this one.
I've done my planning.
Okay, we'll discuss that later. Yeah, this one. I mean, this homework is it? You see?
Yeah.
Okay, let's discuss. Okay. So this is what you've missed last lesson. So basically, okay, we talked about what are some of the things. What is it all about? Descriptive essay. Okay. So, like I said, some students avoid it because it is something that requires a lot of illustrative language. So basically, you're not just telling a story, you are trying to show the readers a story. Showing is different from telling, right? When you show, you're basically creating a very vivid mental image in the minds of your reader because you want them to be able to imagine. So to achieve that, you do need to use a lot of language that appeals to the senses, right? And then also you do need to know a lot of figurative language as well. Figurative language like your metaphor, simile, personification and such, right? So in this case, let me just write this down. Okay, so basically a descriptive essay is something that the writer has experienced. Okay, it's not really writing down the experiences per se, it's mostly writing about like something they experience and you have to just describe the experience. That's all. Okay, you're not like narrating a story. If you're narrating a story, then it becomes personal recount. So you need to take note, it's not a narrative. A descriptive essay is not a narrative. It is mostly to describe what the writer has experienced. It can be a short topic, like for example, what is your favorite place? What is your favorite food, for example? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So descriptive essays show readers what the writer has experienced by using illustrative language. Excuse me, such as a language that appeals to the five senses. So that is actually what we call imagery. Oh, sorry. Imagery is basically illustrative language that creates an image in the head of your readers. So it's a language that appeals to the five senses, basically. Okay? And then the next one is what I call figurative language. Okay, figurative language, some examples will be like, for example, your metaphors. You might have learned that in literature, right? Metaphors, similes, personification. Okay, and lastly, you will want to use precise language as well. Why precise language? Because precise language means that you are avoiding any repetitive language. You want to give concrete details, especially for descriptive writing, because the details are very important. The choice of words are very important. So basically for precise language, you need to pay attention to diction. Okay, basically it's paying attention to the choice of words, right? And then also precise language, you will also want to use concrete words as well. Okay, so like for example, he gave me a free gift. He gave me a free gift. So isn't it a gift free? So the word free is kind of redundant, right? So instead of he gave me a free gift, you can just say he gave me a gift. That's all, right? So in this case, this is polishing language. Okay. So that would be using concrete details, using concrete words, yeah? Use concrete words. Now, another 2 point for precise language, which I just want to highlight a bit more, is to avoid the wordiness. Like I say, if you're too wordy, you use too many redundant words, it can become too repetitive and it's not interesting anymore. Okay? And also use words with appropriate connotations. Right? Okay, so use words with appropriate connotations. What do I mean by that? So if I were to say, okay, maybe I'll just give you an example, yeah, over here. Okay, so negative connotation. The old woman plodded along the pavement, her heart burdened by the news. So this one has a negative connotation, right? Because straight away when you read it, just by using words, that's why words are really important, right? Words are really amazing as well. So whichever words you choose actually might have a positive or negative connotation. So similarly,